Hello. Hey, how's it going? This is Jeff Glaza. Just wanted to share a few thoughts today um, about getting the most from the Wim Hof Method. I recently learned about a thing called the Mamba mentality from Kobe Bryant. I never really followed sports, basketball, or I've heard the name Kobe Bryant and stuff, but he became popular after his death. And so his videos started popping up on my YouTube, and I learned about this Mamba mentality, which I really love. And so I've been doing this Wim Hof. Today is day 28 of being consistent. I've been doing it for a couple years, but never really put into it what I am right now. And the effects have been just quite amazing. It's changing the physiology of my mind, and it's bringing out emotions and old baggage and storage, things that have been stored inside me for so long. You don't even know it's there anymore. But you might just be talking to someone, and all of a sudden you find you're telling a story and it's so vivid of your past, something that just comes out, and all of a sudden it gets so clear. Like you can remember the color of the paint and details that you just didn't even know was in there anymore. And you may even told the story before, but after you do this Wim Hof breathing and the cold, and then the last thing is meditation. That's what I kind of want to touch on today a little bit too, is the meditation aspect and the power of the mind aspect of it. So you'll have to look up the Mamba mentality, but it's basically, the way I understand it anyway, if you look at life as a whole, you kind of miss out on some parts. And the Mamba mentality is where you start to look at all the little parts, and then you look at, okay, well, there's this part, I'm doing pretty good there, and then there's this part where I'm not doing so good. And you try to do each of the parts a little bit better, and you prioritize and think about which parts are the most important. And you get better at each, you do the best you can at the ones that you can do, with the time that you have, the energy you have, where you are in life, the tools and the resources. But I just got done doing a walk. It was 31 degrees Fahrenheit. With the wind chill, it feels like 25 degrees. And I did my morning routine exercises and breathing, the Wim Hof style, working with the app. And so I'm sitting here by my fire. It's nice and warm, getting warmed up from my cold walk. And I had a nice talk while I was walking. This first time I ever did that was I called a friend of mine, thought I wanted to share and kind of have a mastermind at the same time. And that's actually what we did, was have a mastermind, and there's some real power in that. So I'm going to keep bringing the Mamba mentality, the Mamba method, into this talk where you bring it all together. I'm studying theater of the mind. Furey wrote that, and he got all the rights to psycho-cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz's stuff. And I listened to his book 5 years ago a whole bunch of times, and then since then I've listened to some 70 other books in my Audible, plus videos and reading and so forth. I don't do a lot of physical reading, or I didn't at then. Did a lot of listening because I couldn't read very good. But then lately I got to get some of these books in actual print so I can see the words on the page and underline them and look at them every day. And that's really powerful. But I want to bring out some of the most powerful aspects of the Wim Hof Method that I'm starting to touch on now as I'm getting to day 25 of really pushing myself and committed. And there's days that I don't feel like doing it. So part of my morning routine right now is, before my feet even hit the floor, is as soon as I become conscious, I wake up, and it takes when you're coming into consciousness, there's a little bit of a period of time there where you're coming from whatever them waves are, delta waves, whatever, alpha waves, I'm not sure what they are, and when you're sleeping, and then to being awake and being conscious. So anyway, as soon as I get conscious, first thing I do is okay, get some oxygen. So I fill my lungs, belly first, then my chest, and then the last little bit is I breathe up into my head. And that's, you're using your mind, and it sounds funny, but that's all part of this power, is you have to use your mind. And so don't get weird about that or think that that's too weird, because you'll see as you study this, if you're new to it, that it's an important part. That's really what this talk is about that I want to mention. So again, so when I first wake up, belly, chest, and then I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to actually breathe into my head. So that last little bit, you're feeling that pressure up in your head, and actually picture your brain and the center of your brain, and that you're bringing that oxygen and that blood flow up into your brain. And then you just kind of let it sit there for a few seconds, and then let it all out. And now the Wim Hof exercises, you don't push it all the way out. You just and then you breathe in again. Where in the morning, for me, and you might play around with it, figure out what's going to work for you. It might be, and I'm also experimenting with a box breathing that I learned too. So there's all kinds of breathing techniques. The whole idea is to get lots of oxygen into your body when you first wake up, and then exhale and get all the stress out. You've got stress while you're sleeping. You're taking things to bed with you from the day before, and you just want to start your day with a nice, full, little breathing technique of oxygenating your brain, your body. And the other thing is, so I'm doing this like a counter. So that's getting blood flow to my fingers, and you can do it with your toes as well. So the first thing you do is you wake up, and that might be about a 10 count. Use these like 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when I get to that 8, 9, 10, I feel something shift. There's a shift in your mind, and you can feel the blood flow coming to your fingers. And you can feel the blood flow coming into your mind, and it's what's happening, I believe, I'm not no scientist or anything or doctor, but there's I've done a lot of studies and reading. You're producing chemicals in your brain. Your brain is a pharmacy. You got dopamine and serotonin and all these things. So you're bringing that oxygen in, that little 10-second breath hold, and then that release. You're telling your mind to start producing these chemicals that start going throughout your body. So you haven't even gotten out of bed yet. And you can do this, and it'll start your day off really amazing. So play around with that. Won't go into any more detail, but then you might have to get up and go to the bathroom, and if you want to do some more of it, you can go back to bed for a little while and do some more breathing, and maybe you'll start out with a little meditation. So then what I do is I'll get my Wim Hof app out and start doing breathing with the in and out, and then I might jump on a little trampoline, get the blood flowing that way, and get your lymph nodes, your lymphatic system working. Your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. And if your muscles and joints are hurting, like mine have and do, this is all changing. With the breathing, you're oxygenating all your cells. So I'm thinking, I'm going to do this breathing. I'm going to get that oxygen everywhere in my body that I possibly can. So I get on this little mini trampoline, and when you jump on the trampoline, you're squeezing, all your joints in your body are squeezing down. And then when you go up in the air, you're at zero gravity. When you get up here to the top, you're floating for a sec, and everything, all your joints open up. And then you come down, and then you're squeezing them out. So the exercise is a pump for your lymphatic system. It doesn't have a pump. It's similar to your cardiovascular system, and you have a heart, that pumps your blood. So now you're doing two things. You're pumping all your lymphatic system. You're moving the toxins out and bringing in fresh oxygen and nutrients into those joints and muscles. So you can use the Wim Hof Method and the Mamba mentality to change your whole body. You're changing your mind, the way your brain works. You're changing the physiology and your body of your muscles and the way you feel. So I'll do a little bit of jumping like that, and then you can do the push-ups. He's got in the app, there's push-ups. Actually, I got my phone right here. So there's the home. Let's see, I'm not sure that's visible on there. Looks like it might be. So you can get, the app is free, and there's a couple things in here that if you want to go in further, you can pay for it. But there's so much on here that's for free. I'm still learning a lot of things. I'm still watching videos. There's push-ups, commitment, the cold, the breathing. If all you ever even start out and you never go beyond the breathing and do the breathing every day, it'll change your life right with that. The cold's going to teach you, your body and your mind, to be able to handle stress and let that stress go and deal with it. But what I'm doing is what's called the Mamba mentality. Is I'm going to break it down and really get the most out of it. And now I'm to that level of being at 28 days. I'm having huge emotional releases at different times of the day and night. I was talking to my daughter last week, and going back on something in my past when I went through depression, telling that story. It was so vivid, I can't believe it. And emotions and the tears were coming out, and I feel like I just released all that. Today I was talking to my friend while I went for my cold walk, and I was telling the story, and I told it pretty good. And then there was part of it where I got emotional again. And that's good. I think that's what this Wim Hof method is designed to do, is to take you beyond, get rid of all the baggage, push you beyond your limits. So another thing I'm using is, I think I mentioned it, was the theater of the mind, and using that for the Wim Hof method as well, where you're visualizing power and confidence and commitment and what this method is going to do for your life. You have to stick with it. You have to stay the course, even on the days you don't feel like it. So by me doing that breathing in the morning, it's so simple, and it gets me started on doing something that I might not feel like doing. Normally I might lay there, and I have lay there and go, oh, I don't know, I probably feel like doing the breathing, getting in the shower, do I have the time to get in the cold, blah blah blah. You know, it's just, you got this mindset, we got negativity, and if you lay there and think about it, we can talk ourselves out of it. So start with that breathing, and as you do it, start to feel that power. Use the video recorder, use the video machine in your mind to visualize that oxygen coming into your body, going out to your fingers and toes. And then when you put your feet on the floor, you're ready to go into the breathing, the exercises. Get a nice, great big glass of water. Sometimes I'll just have water, but a lot of times I'll put apple cider vinegar in there. I put a little dab, half a teaspoon or a quarter teaspoon of baking soda in there. Kind of helps with the flavor, and it also makes your body more alkaline. So start out with some nice glass of water and some oxygen and into your body, and give it all those things that's what it needs. It needs oxygen and water, and some exercise, movement, getting that blood flow throughout your body, and using your mind, exercising your mind through visualization of good things, putting power and confidence into your mind. This right here, if I understand it right, is called steepling. And people do this for confidence. And so you can use this, and you can use a mirror. And you start out, say you get up right away and you do what I just said, and you do this here, and you look in a mirror, and you just look with confidence. Adjust your posture. Put your shoulders back, bring your chin back. Breathe. And then you can do some yoga stuff. You can stretch. Pull your chin in. You want to get this spine as straight as possible, so all the nerves are opening. You get blood flow throughout your body and your spine. Let out all the stress and get a new set on the day. Mamba mentality. Break it apart into little parts and do the best you can in every area that you possibly can. I've got messes. Everybody's got messes here and there. We got these places we don't know where to put stuff and this and that. Just get started on little things. A little bit each day. Take the Mamba mentality and use it for everything. Use it for your health. Use it for your life. Use it for your business. Use it for your friendships. Use it for your studies and your reading. Do a little bit and do it the best that you possibly can that day. And then the next day reset and do it again and start over and do the best that you can that day. And pretty soon you're going to find out. I mean, on day one, I didn't know I was going to go 28 days or 2 days. And it's changing my life, and it hasn't stopped. So I can't stop. Why would I want to stop? I want to have the best life possible. So I need to just keep on going and keep on doing it. So use the theater of the mind. Picture right in the front of your brain, the prefrontal cortex is what's capturing those movies. The movies that you play in your thoughts, in your visualization, you can, it's being recorded by your subconscious mind. So the videos that you play and the things that you, even the things that you release. So when you release those negativities, you let those out in the emotions, that's another video that you just made. And that's a good thing, because you just saw yourself letting go and releasing something from your past that doesn't need to be there anymore. It doesn't need to be, you're carrying it around. That's why you're emotional about it. And so don't be afraid to let it out. And so attack everything with confidence. So the last part I mentioned before, meditation. So you want to get into this power stage where you're giving extra power to your mind. So like during the push-up video in the app, Wim Hof has got a little video there, and he mentions at the end, so you're doing the deep breathing, he's running you through 30 rounds, 30 rounds. And then when you get to the last one, you blow all your air out, and then you do these push-ups. But during the video, he talks about, he mentioned something that's really a key factor, and I almost missed it. And I had to go back and listen again, where he says, I don't think it's so much about doing 30 rounds of breathing, is that about 20 rounds, somewhere in there, everybody's probably different, there's a change in your in your mental physiology where you feel set, you feel ready. You're breathing this oxygen, you're visualizing, you're getting into a mindset, I can do this, there's nothing going to stop me, I've got confidence, and you feel empowered. And he says at that point, you want to do 10 more breaths. So then once you feel that feeling come over you, you know you're there. So you might only breathe 5 breaths and feel that you're there. And at that point, you could do 10 more breaths, and then you're ready for the exhale, and then do the push-ups. And then you do as many as you can, holding your breath, with the same power of the mind going on. And then you, let's say, if you're exercising, you're not going to hold it. Your body's going to be starving for oxygen. You can't hold as long. Don't worry about it. If you only hold it for 15 seconds, if you hold it for a minute and a half, it doesn't matter. My average is about a minute, but if I'm exercising, sometimes I'm only 15 seconds or a minute. And if it's too short, I'll hold it for a sec, all the way out, hold it. If it's only 10, 15 seconds, I'll just and blow out again, get myself some oxygen, and then hold it again. So you can make these adjustments, and then hold it for as long as you can. I'd like to at least go 30 seconds to a minute, and then push against that breath a little bit and feel that oxygen going to the center of your brain. You're going to build new neurons and new physiology in your brain and your body. As you're holding and pushing, you're squeezing that oxygen into all parts of your body for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then let that out. Release, let it go. I love the way Wim Hof says that. Fully in, all the way out. Let it go, he says. Now let it go. Fully in, let it go. He's so therapeutic the way he talks. I love him. And You know, Wim Hof was just a normal guy. His wife committed suicide. He had 4 little kids. And so he came from the bottom, the pit, so to speak. Sorry. I can relate to that. And maybe you can relate. So, video's getting a little long. I see I'm at 25 minutes. I think it really helps to understand that we all come in this thing. We're all at different places in life. We've all had different things happen to us. And this Wim Hof Method is just amazing way to get control of your mind, get control of your life. And don't be worried about letting go of some emotions. But, okay, so you do this breathing, you're doing these push-ups, you're using your mind, empowering yourself. Then you go and you get in the cold. Take a cold shower. If you never did it before, just go hot shower, turn it 15 seconds, cold. Ooh, that's cold, okay. If you did the breathing right and properly and you're using your mind, the second you feel the cold, it should almost immediately go away, the pain of it, and it'll start to feel really good. And just see how long you can stay there. Don't, turn around a little bit in the cold water and then either turn it back to warm or just shut it off and then you're done. And I like to do some yoga. You can do, I like to do the tree pose with the left leg, the right leg, and I do the steepling, the hands over the head, and then you pull one leg up on your thigh and then the other one after my shower. And then it kind of just gets you really set for the day. And that's kind of, then what happens is the meditation. And with the Mamba mentality, you want to get all the aspects and do the best you can with all the aspects. So meditation is where you focus on your breathing and the center of your mind, and then just notice all these other things coming from the outside, your own thoughts. Oh, I got to get going, I got to do this, so and so said that. You might think about something yesterday or last night. Things might come in, but you just want to stay centered and find that peaceful place within your own mind where you can just stay there. And these things, you just see them and you recognize, let them bounce off. They're not doing anything. They're not. You don't have to get up and go do that thing right now. You're going to stay here for however long you decided to stay, and just let go. Completely let go of everything and just stay in this centered place. And as you practice it, it's going to get better and better. You can use mantras if you want. You can study all kinds of different meditations. I've studied them all, done them all. TM, there's mindfulness meditation. It doesn't matter. What's right for you is right for you. What's important is that you take that time to let go of all this outer stuff that's messing around, that's coming in, and just find that center place. And you do it with your eyes closed, so you don't have any distractions. And then what you do is, after you practice this, and maybe you're a practice meditator, but something I learned in the past through theater of the mind. Matt Furey talks about it. I'm sure other people have too. But open your eyes, and you want to do, and keep that same feeling of that meditation once you get there, that centered, peaceful feeling, being present, and then open your eyes and keep that same feeling, even though you can see things around you. You know, I can see the wall, I can see the decorations, but I'm in this peaceful place. So the same way in your mind, you can do with your thoughts, let go. You can let go of what you see. So then you start to use this in life as you're going for a walk, as you're playing your sport. And this is getting into flow. This is getting into the zone. Being able to see whatever you see, hear whatever you hear, and stay in that meditative state where you're just doing the task in front of you. Whatever the task is in front of you. If the task is in front of you is meditating, you're going to just stay there in that present moment. For me, I play pool. If I'm playing a game of pool, I need to be able to just stay present and think about my shots, think about the ball and the position. Do I play safe? And not be interfered with by what I'm seeing in my peripheral vision or what's coming into my mind. So that's where this is helping me in my pool game. And you can take that to anything you want in life. It can be your office work, which I need work on. I have to use this same stuff and get into flow in my office work, in my friendships, in my relationships. Focus on the things that you utilize this tool of meditation as part of the Wim Hof Method, because it's really important. So breathe, let go, empower your mind, use the power of your mind to overcome obstacles, your physiology, push yourself to new limits, and meditate. Don't miss out on the meditation. So the Mamba mentality is look at all the parts, do the best you can with every single little part there is. And you're not going to get there all in one time. But a little by little you can. If you do a little bit here and a little bit there, and then they start building on each other, it's still building on itself. And it will get better and better. One of the things we're doing when we do all this stuff is we in our minds, and Wim Hof talks about this in a video called Under Your Skin, is that we have a cannabinoid system. And when you get into the mind this way, and you get into those endorphins, you're releasing cannabinoids into your body, and that creates homeostasis and balance in your body. Well, that's why you might see this little thing here on my shirt. That's a cannabis hemp leaf, and then there's a little drop of oil there. And I'm in a business, it's called CTFO, and it's network marketing. And they got some really great products. This is one of them. This is a 750 CBD oil, full spectrum. I think, yep, it's the 750. I have other ones too. So, but maybe you're having trouble meditating. Maybe you need some extra. Doing this effect has the same effect. That's why this stuff is so good, because it helps so many different things. You put some drops of oil under your tongue. Okay. And people get better sleep, get more relaxed, more in focus. It helps with body pains, because it's doing what you can do with the breathing as well. So it's just another tool, another way, another thing that you can do, things that you can help give your kids. This day and age, there's so many kids that are being diagnosed with stuff and they're put on medications and whatnot in school, where I've given this stuff to my grandson. It helps him focus. It doesn't change him. He's not getting high. You don't get high from it. Wim Hof says, get high on your own supply. And by bringing in that oxygen, getting into that, doing that whole routine, you're getting high. You're changing your psychology, the way you think and the way you feel. It doesn't mean you're intoxicated or stoned and out of control. This is in control stuff. This is good mind stuff. Power. Feel the power. Get power and get motivation into your life. You need it. You got to find a friend that you can talk to like I do, where I can call my friend, my buddy Fred Thorndike. There, I said it. He's been one of my, I never even met him. He found me through my blog and joined my business, and we've become really good friends. It's one of the bonuses of network marketing is you meet and find some really amazing people. So, I don't know, I guess with that, if you want to join me, you can join me in my CTFO. You want to get into some CBD, you want to get into some Wim Hof, feel free to get a hold of me. Hit the, wherever it is, the subscribe, the like. I usually don't say that in my videos. I notice everybody always does. But I guess, yeah, if you appreciate it, if you like it, hit like. And do that with others. Make a comment. You can be thinking something and type it in there and hit comment. Share your thoughts. Did this change you? Did this help you? Maybe some other people that come to mind, some other videos that have helped you. Let's talk about it. Let's mastermind. The Power of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. That book's changed my life. Video's getting long. I don't want to go off on that, but everything's just coming together. And the Mamba mentality. The book you read here 5 years ago, the video you watched over here 10 minutes ago, the person you talked to over there, the bad thing that happened over here, the good thing that happened over there. It's all important. And when you think about all the good and the bad, we need to have a positive mental attitude about everything. And that's something that's not easy to do. But if you have a positive mental attitude about all your ups and downs in life, if I think about, that time where I went through the depression, I wouldn't want to do that again. But I look back at that now and I'm like, that I grew. That was the time there was some growing going on there, some things that I can refer to. So if you're going through something right now, just have a good mental attitude about it. Just think, someday this is going to help me. This is going to help me grow. I need to look and see where, when I went through depression, I got the pills. And I don't know if it was 2 days or 2 weeks. This was 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And one day I put them pills in my hand and I says, I put them back in the jar. No more. No more pills. Change this. No more glued to the couch. I went and looked in the mirror. I said, who are you? How come you're not on my side? You're supposed to be on my side. Why are you not on my side? Who are you? Who the are you? And something shifted that time, that day. Something shifted in me. That I took control. I met my other self, as Napoleon Hill talks about it in the beginning of Outwitting the Devil, where Napoleon Hill went through his transformation after losing a 600-acre estate and all kinds of wealth. And then we went through the Great Depression, and he came to that quitting point, that point in his life where he was just about ready to throw in the towel. It's like, I'm teaching this stuff, and yet all this happened to me. How can I go on teaching it when I can't make it work for myself? And then he met his other self. Maybe you have to go look in the mirror and say, who are you? And recognize that your thinking is not on your side. Your thinking is not in favor of making your life better. And you need to find that other self. That self that's able to see through all the muck and the mire and the crap. To know that you need to take that one leg and put it outside the door and go for a walk in the sunshine. Even if it's cold in January. Get in a cold shower. Do some exercise. Do some breathing. Get the Wim Hof app. We got so many tools available. If you're going through something in life right now, there's so many tools available to help you. You need to find your other self. And get control of yourself. Use the Mamba mentality. Get control of your life. Get rid of fear and doubt. Right now, the world's in chaos. People are panicking over some coronavirus. This whole thing can make your physiology healthy and your immune system healthy. You ain't got to worry about this. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Have faith. The power of faith. Read the chapter of faith in the book Think and Grow Rich. That's an amazing chapter. Talks about how thoughts are magnetized. You're sitting there thinking panic and running around and buying toilet paper. Come on, people. How do you think they wiped their rear end thousands of years ago? They didn't have toilet paper. Good grief, people. Get some control on, and get relaxed, and get control of your mind, and get control of your life, and don't panic. Your kids are watching. People are watching. You know, the 6 ghosts of fear, and Napoleon Hill talks about one of them is the fear of death, and the fear of poverty, and the fear of criticism, and the fear of ill health. Those are ghosts. They're ghosts of fear. Look at the world, and it's happening. Everybody around you. It's probably happening to you. I've felt it. It's in the news. Get the Wim Hof Method. Get the app. Start breathing every day. Get in a cold shower. Meditate. Microtate. Microtate. I've been wanting to do a video on that. I'll probably get talking more about it. As you get your meditation going, you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours meditating to get the benefit. Microtate. Just a little bit. You pull up in your car, your truck, you're getting ready to go in somewhere, you're 10 minutes late. Just stop. Put it in park. Put your life in park. Take a deep breath. Get focused. Get centered. Let everything go. Just let it go. Find that still, peaceful place in your mind. Read your Bible. Remember a Bible verse. Pray to God. Do something. Do something. Microtate. All throughout the day. That 2 seconds you do that, it's going to change that whole next several hours till you forget. And then you microtate again. Anyway, well, I see this is getting to be almost 45 minutes, so That's stuff that's on my mind today, and hopefully it helped you. Hit the like button if you would. Be amazing. God loves you. I love you. If you read the Bible, or if you don't read the Bible and you want to look up a verse, look up Romans 4:25. 4:24 and 25. If I forgot something, I'll put it in the description. Put some links in there to get the app. And all right, be amazing. Love you.